Okay. I think we're ready. Ready for bingo. Hello. Welcome to the stream. Exterior. I guess I can do that. I think this board is alright. I don't know what my goal is. Maybe I'll just try to complete as many challenges as possible. Just do stuff. We are in Sky Islands. There's popcorn, there's do I have a rough plan? Not really. I do have an idea of what kind of route I might want to take. And I don't think any of that is in Sky Islands other than popcorn, I guess. I really just jumped right on that. Right on top of that pole plant. Cool, that's neat. I didn't really need karma anyway. Actually, that would be a big deal because you need karma to leave. So that's really what I should care about right now. Just actually, let's try a strategy. That doesn't really work, does it? I just need to build up karma. That's all. I don't think I need to kill stuff. I actually do think I want some colored pearls because I'm gonna go to exterior after this. So let's grab this. I probably should have grabbed the pearl from that area back there. Yeah, I could have done this cycle a lot better. I didn't even eat enough food, what? I was so sure. I was like, oh yeah, I'm getting all these popcorn plants, therefore I must have enough food already. Actually, I think there's food over here. Maybe not. The spear! Please give me another weapon. No, I actually really need that spear. Damn, that's rough. That's rough. Okay, I hope it's still there, I guess. We're just gonna stop playing. For why, though? Yeah, the center wing is gone. I really fumbled this first cycle. Yeah, okay. Just shelter. Oh, my computer's being really annoying again. Yeah, I should have done like 3 things differently. Nothing is even going on my computer. More karma, yeah. Let me see if I can sleep with a Suicada. Oh no, actually, that Scion up there, that's a friend. Also, yeah, there's no Suicadas here because it's Rivi that's... I always forget that this is the Suicada room. What was I saying? Did I say Centipede? Whatever I said, I mean Suicada. I have a feeling that there is no longer an egg bug there. I should have been paying attention to that too. Grab that egg bug, tame it like a... Well, I can't easily tame an Aura Lizard, so maybe not. Hmm. Should open a map. In case I do find scavengers, I would like... Oh, Eggbug is back. But are they... Can I grab them? Because there's about like a 3,000% chance that they just fall off the edge here. Yeah, that's too bad. Why doesn't that lizard eat that egg? Really stupid. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Careful now. I didn't even want to do wall pounce. Also, absolutely, this is not the best pearl to grab. But it is a pearl. I don't think I have a reason to fight the lizards as I approach the lizards. This guy is surrounded by bat flies. Oh, sound is still bugged. I could have died there. There's a possibility that a wall pounce would have a really bad trajectory there. Why spear? I already ate some bat flies. I forgot to pin the center wing. Like, that was like, okay, whatever. Sure, there's enough center wings elsewhere. Yeah, there's a much better route that I could have taken through Sky Islands, where I went to the left to get the popcorn, pin a center wing, grab the pearl there, go right side, grab another pearl, and then leave immediately after sheltering. Instead of doing all the stuff that I did, and it's already been 9 minutes. But we're going to go to exterior. I guess I'm just going to Pebble straight up. Yeah, I am. I guess in that case, maybe I could have grabbed the exterior pearl instead of dealing with this. Oh well, I get to complete the challenge a bit early. Uh, 3 plus rot. Rot, industrial, shortly. I'll probably have enough before I go to farmer is 8 regions. Whoops. Gotta go up the wall. I don't think I need to do anything here. Maybe I should have grabbed the... I definitely should have grabbed a vulture grub, but I'll just have to grab one later. Well, I'm gonna be grabbing a neuron for moons, so... I don't know, I guess I'll have to carry both. Because I could have at least carried it through 2 regions. Through 2 gates. They have no idea. This guy has an idea. I don't know why I did that. That's not the trajectory that I wanted. That was crazy movement. Possible to replicate. Alright. So talk to Pebbles. Eat some neurons, take one back. Yeah, basically it. Popcorn. Or no, I can yeah, I just eat neurons right now. Maybe eats the popcorn next cycle. As I leave. Ouch. Ouch. Very fun room to do. As in, it's not very... Thank you. Thank you, Pebbles. He's saying all this stuff to me and I'm just like, brain cells. That's not time save at all. Don't do what I'm doing. This is not a good example of movements. Oh goodness. Or that. There we go. So that's a few more challenges. Don't eat the neuron. I have to starve at some point. I have an idea of where I might do that, which is not now, or not in like industrial or chimney. Basically, that might be something that I actually want to delay quite a bit. Because starving sucks. So now I can eat the neuron, no problem. Hello. Don't believe I need that pearl. Yeah, I see the route that I'm supposed to take here. Hey guys. Horrible spots for lizards, but not a problem like this. Whoops, I missed that rock, but it's not a problem. Can't really befriend anything here. Maybe that blue. I don't have any food. I'll be able to tame a blue lizard somewhere else. There's a challenge to drop a grapple worm into the depths. I don't see that happening reasonably. Maybe that's like I go back way to like Chimney and then grab one. That's like a late challenge. It's not really fit to this route at the moment. I would have to like carry that and then around and a vulture grub all the way to Moon. Well, I guess I could go to Moon and then come back, but really high 5 pounds for no reason. I don't know where I'm supposed to do all these like scavenger related challenges. I guess I just like fight the scavengers. I just gotta carry this worm with me. Can I tame something with that centipede? Is that even possible? I think that's possible. Should act like any other creature. Can I carry a centipede though? I believe. Would it be easier if I carried one end of it? Okay. Give a cannon. I don't think so. I just launch myself every time I try to do a slide pounce. This is like the most inconvenient thing to feed a lizard. Is that lizard even here still? Damn, that's just too bad. I kind of like saw like this isn't gonna work out. But maybe it could have. Peaceful. Kind of been like that every once in a while. Nothing else to do in Chimney. Except for deal with these guys. But that's all I can't tank you. Nobody in that. There was a blue lizard. One blue lizard. That's something, right? So I'm probably just going to shaded. Maybe I should have tried to. I don't know what I don't know what I'm gonna do about the Vulture Growth challenge. Is that a cyan? No, it's even better. It's breakfast. Breakfast and a meal for a lizard. Oh, more like a snack for a lizard. The Nomad. Of course, there is no Nomad challenge. Playing bingo. How many times is someone gonna show up in the chat for a single message and then leave? $500. Damn, 500. Yo. Where'd he go? Did the egg bug just evaporate? What went down there? What? Come back. Nope, that's not correct. Did they just get pin warped? Yes. Oh, they figured it out. Oh, I put the grub outside already. Did they make their way outside, actually? Oh, hey, I actually don't want to be friends. Sorry. I really just want to get to just get to the moon. Don't really worry about other challenges, and I can do challenges on the way back. So I'm carrying too much stuff right now. If possible, I would like to do some scavenger stuff. Probably just do all of that in garbage. Also, when I enter garbage, I can leave the Vulture Grub behind. I tamed a Scion, so I can probably tame like a couple simple creatures. Not you. that is not one of the options. Flashbangs. I don't know where the best shelter to get flashbangs is. Oh, that could be a friend. You'll probably go down to the bottom of this room. And if you do, I have food for you. Surely. Really? What Would you like some metal in your meal? Fortified with iron? These lizards. Just trying to feed my dog. I'm currently making my way to Moon to deliver her a neuron. And I also need to make friends on the way. Can you, like, be any worse at this? Are you good? Oh wow, it still counted. I'm very surprised by that. And you just drop it anyway, like, why even bother? Whatever, I got the challenge. I'm very surprised that I entered that pipe. Also something else I forgot. Sheltering right about now would be a great idea. That went pretty well. It's shaded. Ah, I see. I should have done that earlier. Okay. I'm gonna leave this vulture grub here. We're gonna go back. Don't mind Rivulet, just doing Rivulet things. I do need food. Wait, I mean, they should still be there in the shelter, yeah? That vulture grub? Even if I shelter, well, actually it doesn't matter because I'm not going to shelter. I just need to put them in the shelter and then the challenge will be done. Forgot that I had to deal with them. Oh, I don't like this path. I have to carry 2 of these things. Hi. Okay. Pin this. How did I pin that spear? Oh, so now you're totally capable of just grabbing them on your own. I see, I see. It wasn't about eating the rat, it was about becoming my friend. Oh, and I dropped it. Okay, never mind. Maybe you just don't like him. That's a squeaky toy. Here we go. We're friends, right? Feels scary. Oh, I didn't want to pick up a... Whatever. Get to the spiders. Maybe I traded a little bit with the merchant. Tactical ferrets in my Twitch chat. Guys, what are you doing in here? It'll be interesting. What I want for the merchant? I want reputation. So that they don't murder me in garbage wastes. Or they can just leave. Yeah, thank you. Oh my goodness. You're actually still getting in the way. They tried so hard to reach me. Now you're just making me feel worse. How Silk Sonic speedrun's been going? Don't remind me of my lack of progress. I mean, I'll get around to it eventually. There's kind of a lot of stuff going on. Probably return to that more consistently after the bingo stuff, which might take another like month or so who knows. Favorite slug cat? This guy right here. I have noticed the any percent world record has improved a lot. So I gotta watch that whole thing and learn the new tech. But all, like, it's actually a little crazy if you look at the leaderboards. The top, like, 6, I don't know how many runs it is, like, top 6 or top, like, 8 runs are below an hour. But then it's like, okay, these runs are, like, taking about an hour, but world record is, like, 56 minutes. So the gap between, like, first place and, like, 8th place is, like, 4 minutes. That's a very big difference, but also I know exactly what that difference is, and it's room by room practice. It's the difference between, I roughly know the routes, I'm just gonna do runs of the routes, and the top runners who are like, I'm going to practice every single room until I like have muscle memory for all of the movements perfectly. And then you save like a couple seconds every room. And that adds up a lot. That was perfect. No, that is what has been happening. Because the first like week or two of Silksong, it was hard to get below an hour. Which was crazy. People were like, wow, sub hour might not be possible. Like it's really hard. And then people like started beating it by minutes. Whatever. Who cares? I'll also like, it's really hard. It's a really hard game. From my little bit of experience of actually doing runs. Oh my goodness, you have to talk. Practicing one room over and over again, you can eventually get to the point where you're like doing it well. But stringing a bunch of rooms together like that is quite difficult. Dealing with enemies. I think there's two different types of enemies. There is the static enemy, where whenever you enter a room, they will be exactly the same every time. And then there's the like the wandering enemies. I'm not really sure what to call them. Some enemies have like a slightly random position when you enter the room. And those are a pain to deal with because well, they're not really a pain to deal with, but they require a lot more skill to deal with because you have to like improvise your movements. You can't just learn one path. With the static enemies, it's like you just learn the movements that avoids the enemies and that moves fast. But the wandering enemies are like you have to just get good at the room in general. For any like possible configuration of enemy layouts. Yeah, it just is hard to practice. Well, it's not hard to practice. It takes a long time to practice. So what I've done recently, I was focusing on Act 1, on the Act 1 speedrun. Hold on, let me eat this bullshit run. Whoops. I actually did not mean to eat them entirely. They're dead. I'm holding a dead vulture grub because they drowned. So I just have to hold on to them. I can't put them in my stomach. That's annoying. I practiced a lot of the rooms. It was mostly just because it had a slightly different routes than what I was used to. Waterlogged grub. So I had to learn the slightly different routes, and then if there were any enemies in random positions, that added like 3 times the length of practice required that I did not have the time for. Also, enemy gauntlets are insane to speedrun because there's like some level that you can optimize. You can memorize what enemies come in what order. You can memorize where the enemies spawn in, so you can position yourself correctly. And generally, enemies have predictable behavior when they first spawn in. And this applies to like most bosses, most enemies in the game. The first like 3 seconds of their behavior is kind of set in stone. You kind of know what to expect. And then it starts getting chaotic, like maybe based on your position, maybe just based on pure randomness, they'll decide their next action, and that is where they become hard to predict. So you can probably, for like, imagine a gauntlet of like 10 waves, and each wave has an average of like 3 enemies. That is like, for each wave, you have to learn like, where do I stand to start? What ability do I use immediately the moment the enemies spawn in? Which is probably just going to be the Silk Spear. Oh my goodness. Like, where do I stand? Where do I use the Silk Spear to hit as many enemies as possible? And then what like sequence of attacks do I do to then damage these enemies? And then it just kind of devolves into chaos, and you just need to improvise at that point. So there's so much that you can practice on, and also that's something that just hasn't been optimized yet. I'm not really innovating in the Silksong community at all. That is not what I want to do. How many gauntlets are there in the run? There's one at the very start against a few ants. That one's pretty short. There's there might only be 3 arenas. I know that there's like 200 arenas in the 100% speedrun, because there's just a lot of arenas in general. I think just for any percent, there's only 3 or maybe 4 that I've forgotten. But still, that's like a lot of you know, each of those gauntlets has like a bunch of waves. That one gauntlet has like 3 times as many waves as the others. And then boss fights are similar, you know, where actually what I was saying first, you know, I'm not innovating. I'm not trying to like figure out like the fastest way to do things on my own. I figure it's not really worth the time because other people are going to do it anyway and probably better than I am. So I'm just going to use the current like best runs as reference. Just look at the world, what the world record does and do what they do. Or maybe look at some like posts in the Discord. It's actually kind of amazing the resources they have. You can go into the Discord, search for a room name, and you will find what movements do in that room. The chance that that movement is optimal, yeah, you don't really know. I don't find innovation particularly fun in speedrunning. It's a lot of just trial and error. Just repeat one room 100 times with slight variations, and you have to time everything, and I don't really have a good way to do that unless there's built-in tools. So it usually just means recording it and then comparing every single individual run through the room, and that takes forever. So I'd rather the people with like task tools or like I don't know, it's like spread out across like so many different members of the community to optimize like individual rooms, and then one person puts it all together in the world record run, and then you can just use that as a reference. But when it comes to like gauntlets or boss fights, I don't think anyone knows the optimal strategy. That is going to take much longer to optimize because they're so dynamic. Like how much reading into the game's code can you do for like a boss AI to like figure out like this is the optimal distance to stand, this is the optimal like punish for when they do this attack, and, like when is the best time to use the Silk Spear or to like I don't even know what the highest DPS attack is. Do you just sit there and spam your nail swing, or do you try to weave in some Silk Spears? Should you save like your ability like use multiple silk spears in a row, or should you like use them when you get enough silk? Maybe there's certain phases, like there's quite a lot of end lag when you do the silk spear, right? So it's optimal to use it right as an enemy is about to leave your range or become invulnerable. That way it's like you're not wasting damage by being in end lag. Underground pull. That is something that's going to take a lot longer to learn, because I can't just look at what the world record does and copy it. So I have to learn the strategy that the speedrunner is using and just get used to that strategy myself. How do you do this? Well, not like that. Can you guys get off of the pole? I don't want to hit you. That didn't count. What? I'm literally taking oh, now they get mad and it counts. Well, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna enjoy the bomb later. Now I need to hit them with rocks too. It's a mix of practice enough so that intuitively you know what the best response is. Well, okay, actually it's like you have to like study like what is the best response, what is the best option to do against this like enemy, against this attack, against this like pattern or whatever. And then you need to practice it enough to the point where that the best option becomes natural, it becomes intuitive. And then do that for every single mandatory fight in the game. I think optimizing boss fights is going to be one of the bigger time saves. Or it probably has been one of the bigger time saves. Like, obviously finding the optimal route is pretty big for like the initial runs. Then it's like you still have so much to learn when it comes to combat. And watching like tasks of the game, like a few tasks have been made, and they probably aren't even optimal at all, but they're still way better than human players. Obviously, there's a level that tasks can reach that is just unrealistic. This is the wrong way. What categories? Pretty much just any percents. Spoilers for Silksong, by the way. True ending, well, I'll try to be vague, but true ending takes a very long time to get. Not just because of the extra content, but also because of like the requirements to reach that extra content. And I think at that point, it's just kind of boring. It's not like, oh, like fight a couple extra bosses or like collect a couple extra items. It's like, yeah, you have to do like a bunch of quests. And these are like, some of them are kind of tedious. It's like, well, I don't really want to bother with that. And it's like, it's a much longer category. I think it's like probably over like 2 hours. Or maybe even like 3 hours. 100% no. Thank you very much. So I think pretty much just any percent, maybe the Act 1 category, since it does have some slight differences, but I feel like if I'm gonna do a run, I might as well do the whole thing, and Act 2 is, I think, more fun in my opinion. If I could isolate one scavenger with no spears, then I can throw a bunch of rocks at him. But I really like any percent. It's a really good category. The biggest problem is the first like 12 minutes, because that's when you unlock the dash, and the dash is so. The dash is what makes the speedrun, really. Like the movement that you have to do before you get the dash is just kind of, it's not as fun, and it's also kind of like straining on the hands. Just like spam the same inputs over and over again. Imagine like fast pole climbing, but you have to do it all the time, not just with climbing poles. It's actually very similar to fast pole climbing, like a sequence of inputs that you have to repeat constantly. I mean, relative to the length of the game, it makes sense, because you actually get the dash really early. What is this? You know, the game is so long that the dash is like, oh, you actually get this pretty quickly. But you know, that first like hour or so in like a casual playthrough where you're like just walking. Maybe they could have split the dash into 2 upgrades. Maybe you get like the dash itself really early, but then you get the run, or maybe it's the other way around. Like you unlock the run first, and then you unlock the like dash component. Although that'd be kind of strange too. I don't know, because the run lets you do a big jump. Yeah, I don't think that would really work. I'm gonna starve in a few cycles. Hi. Why are you here? Oh, I could totally tame you. I'm conflicted. I want to. There's probably other greens I can tame. Oh no, that's like the only green, right? Where'd that egg bug go? Hello? Egg bug? Centipede? Maybe the green soloed both of them. If I could tame a blue, that would work too. Not you. Not a sign either. Or a caramel. I think I'll try to use a hazer. I don't know if there's a blue lizard around here. There should be. Not an eel. Definitely not. I'm still kind of amazed that my streams of the Spearmaster story percent runs, but those streams were like, that even had viewers in the first place. But not only did people watch those streams, but like a lot of people watch those streams. I remember that was a pretty active time period. for my streams. But like, nothing interesting was going on. Oh hi, you're perfect. Yeah, friendship. I need to star. I think, yeah, part of that was like you didn't know which run would be. But at the end of the day, everything boils down to gambling. That's what those streams were. They were gambling for the viewers. Would this run be the one? Oh, high five pebbles. Okay, Cyan, you know what to do. Hell yeah. Oh no! What? Oh, that's supposed to play. Oh no. Ah, damn. No, like genuinely. That's kind of like a somewhat correct model of human behavior. We're a big fan of unpredictability. Because that is what, well, the evolutionary theory is that the very early humans, when like foraging for food, they weren't guaranteed to find anything. So they had to be feel very rewarded when they did eventually find like a good source of food. It's like, yeah, you're searching for so long, and you find nothing, and you find nothing, you find it, but then you finally find food, and it's like, oh, it's all worth it, you know? And that behavior has stuck. And not just for gambling, but also for any, like, if you're playing a game, maybe the game is a little bit boring sometimes, but you don't really mind if it might eventually be interesting. It's like, this is how Lethal Company works. Lethal Company is actually a really boring game, like 70% of the time. But you never know when some crazy creature is going to show up and the day is going to go, it's going to be all chaotic and people are going to be running around. And it's not like, you know, the like flips that made Lethal Company really popular were very rare occurrences. But it makes you want to keep playing the game because you never know when stuff is going to happen, you know? Anyway, for Stream Master, I guess it's like you're watching, and maybe it's kind of boring, and maybe it's like repetitive and slow, but any run could be the successful attempt. You don't know. So you just gotta keep watching. They should put like one grapple worm in Hyperion. There are 2 worms after all. I mean, you don't want to like gamble people's lives, which is why safety is like so important, and so much effort is put into like reducing the chance of unlikely things happening that might harm someone. I think maybe this only applies to like entertainment, but I'm not sure. I had to think about it a lot more. Scavengers. Yeah, I need to hit you with rocks. It's like my mission. You better not escape. You be. That was a good start cycle. Vista. I have no idea where the Vista points are. I still need to. I didn't befriend that green. Oh, I died. Right, I died in that cycle. Well, I'll probably come back to. I remember where 2 of them are. I think one of them is in a big pipe, and the other one is in the yard. There we go. Centipedes. Why are there leeches here? Whose idea was this? Nice. Okay, thank you for saving me, but that was a really nice miss. Is that a vulture or a snail? Kind of hard to tell now, actually. I think I went the wrong way. I think I may have gone the wrong way. Wait. Go up. Oh, the room names. That's so helpful. I know exactly where those are. I just don't want to look at the map. I mean, I don't even have like a easily accessible Vista map at the moment. Pipe yard. Oh, so it's guaranteed to be. That's the wrong. It's going to be up here. B. I don't know if I can reach it from down here because this is the one up there. I have an idea though. I have an idea though. Please don't come down here. There's 2 eels, by the way. Maybe some sort of. Oh, that works. This is so consistent. There we go. What? Why? Yo. Okay, I actually wanted to go up that way. Whatever. I'll just leave. Boink. No. That's a horrible idea. I guess that maybe would have been my only option. I just like did a reverse culture wall climb. Also known as falling. B. So the person who asked what my favorite slug cat was, that is why. Well, that is one reason why. Let's get the spear. Let's put the spear in the bag. Hi. Have a nice day. No, Gourmand falls on others to death. This is a better way to say that. You get the idea. Oh, I forgot the Vista and Garbage Fest. And it's all the way on the other side of the region. Oh, bingo. Well, I might as well fill out the board. These last challenges are not good. So like, okay, farm race stuff is not that bad. I basically need to bring a grapple worm through the farm race route. Which I can do that. Friend, one more thing. Actually, are there even large centipedes in outskirts? Maybe I should have checked that. There are, of course. This. I feel like those kinds of wall pounces that I just did, those don't work like 90% of the time. So I don't know what's happening. Well, I know exactly what kind of movement I need to do here. Actually, never mind. Ignore what I just said. Well, yeah, actually, I'll do it later. They ruined. All right, there's a pearl there, by the way. I just walked into his mouth. There was no bite sound. If there just happened to be an egg bug here, that would be quite nice. Yeah, what is up with the lizards today? They know the food is already dead, yeah? Yeah, literally lizard brain, so I guess it checks out. I just gotta go and grab the safari. This might be a good usage of a passage, actually. That's the wrong pipe. The wrong restaurant. Yo. Quiet. Wow, that movement was so necessary. I should have grabbed that pearl. I realized that I don't actually have a good place to get pearls. Actually, well, it's kind of out of the way. Wow, Blue Blizzard, you're finally here. Well, I've already tamed everyone I need, so. This pearl's down there, but that's also a detour. Wow. Okay, let's just stop playing this game, maybe. Maybe we shall just move on. Surely someone else has released another Rain Lake. Yeah. Actually, the answer is yes, but I'm unsure of the quality. Wow, pickup priority actually working. Who knows what working means in that situation? I just happened to get what I wanted. Oh my. I tried to jump. It did not work. And then they actually functioned as a lizard. As a predator in the ecosystem. I'm in Pipe Yard. They ruined. I ever did bingo like tournaments? Absolutely. I'm pretty sure that's a thing. I mean, there have been like speedrun races. Well, tournament. Actually, I'm not sure about tournaments. I misunderstood that message. I'm not sure about tournaments. They've definitely done some sort of competitions or like bingo races in a like kind of competitive environment. I don't know about like an entire tournament though. From what I've seen, it's mostly like 2 or 4 players competing against each other in like a one-time event. Like a speedrun race or a bingo race. Or a randomizer race, probably too. Hey guys. Why are all of you poor? Want a pearl? I gotta save this pearl for later. No guarantee that I can pay the toll safely. They might hate me. Especially in garbage wastes. I gotta tame this lizard again. Big bug. Rare moment where you actually hit the egg bug with the first spear you throw. And by you, I mean myself. Yo, this is not what I was looking for. Why? There's a scavenger right there, dude. Free food. They actually got the scavenger. I have a lot more practice to do for Silksong. Actually, it's a little scary. I'm very comfortable. I mean, am I? I don't even know if I'm comfortable in the Brain World community. I like occasionally talk in like the speedrun Discord, but even then, like I don't actually really talk. I like occasionally lurk in VCs. I'm not really directly involved. There was a little bit of a events for Silksong, but I tried to join. I mean, join as in like just submit a run, but I didn't submit a run in time. I could have submitted a run, but it just would not have been a very good one. And I have a feeling that's just gonna be how that's just how it's gonna be. Because at the moment, people are still very excited about Silksong and speedrunning it, so maybe like 5 people have really been pushing the times down. So when comparing against that, I mean, that's a bit unrealistic, isn't it? If you actually look at the whole thing, out of Silksong, one of the most successful and like popular games released recently, that a bunch of speedrunners were interested in, including the entirety of the Hollow Knight speedrunning community. Well, maybe not the entirety, but a big chunk of it. And people who are competing in this most recent event to speedrun Act 1. I was in the top 25, so that's pretty good, I guess. If I did submit the best run that I got, which, due to some recording errors, I was not able to submit. And if I had like 2 more days to practice, I probably could have gotten a better time. And if you look at that, if you look at it like that, like, hey, top 25, that's pretty good. But also, like, how many people were focusing on this particular event? I guess you could say the same thing. How many people are directly competing in any percent compared to the people who are interested in true ending or 100%? I know that there's a lot of people who are trying to do true ending right now. So glitch? No. I have not. Oh, yeah, you need to eat food to shelter? No, I already sheltered. Deja vu. Oh, wait, that's crazy. Can you also keep the UI, the way the UI changes? Oh, keep it up a speed. Wait, it's real. You know, I'm intrigued by that. Is that the meta for true ending speedruns? Go fight them early, get infinite silk, and then everything else is easier until the rematch. Damn, the not even looking. That dude held up his bomb for a second. Oh, I know that channel. They posted a bunch of Silksong glitches and such. Sequence breaks. If anyone's wondering how to get that arena unlocked, that's how. That's your tutorial. Obviously, the intended method is just to play Artificer. We all know that, right? Just switch your character. Middle of the bingo. Do I passage? I think... Actually, this is a great time to passage. I probably should have just kept going. Shelter on the other side of the toll. Whatever, there's a shelter right here anyways. And a bunch of these guys. Oh, you and I'm stupid. It's funny how the brain works. Why do I feel the need to compare myself against the people who have been spending hours every day on just practicing Silksong speedruns? That's not the benchmark. The benchmark is like, I don't know. The benchmark is what am I capable of right now? And can I get better than that? I'm actually stupid. And so I look at my last round, I'm like, oh, I like can practice this room more, I can fight this boss better, I can learn the skip here, I can do this and that. And then you implement those and you get a better run. I think actually it's because I'm not doing runs. You know, I wanted to practice a bunch until I feel comfortable doing a full run. And I don't need to practice. And like just doing the run for consistency is the practice. Because I've already like got the movement down for each room. So I don't have a baseline to work off of. I can only say, well, have I practiced enough to be as good as the world record? And the thing is that maybe on individual rooms I can do what the world record does, but can I do every single room in a row plus boss fights and such where like health matters? Because when I'm using save states, it always resets you back to full health, so I don't know what it's like when you take damage here and take damage there, and then oh, you're actually doing this room at like 1 health and you can't do the skip where you intentionally take damage. So you need to like be careful of like practicing the rooms so that you don't take damage. Or if you do take damage, you know like how much damage can you take. That's too much. Those are the kind of things that you can only learn just from doing like entire runs, or at least entire segments, which is actually the correct answer. To practice individual segments more than doing full runs. Goodbye. Grub acquired. Second grub of the run. So if you look at it in the right way, I'm actually like one of the top Silksong speedrunners. And if I just finish up my practice, learn like the last couple skips and such, and like difficult segments that I've been putting off, then I could probably get like a top 20 run, maybe like a top 10 run actually. But it's still hard. Maybe I've practiced the right amounts, but it still takes probably a couple dozen attempts to get a good like combination of all the things I've actually learned. To all to put them together. Maybe I'll do like all of this practice and I'll do one attempt, and that attempt I'll get like a really bad time, and I'm like, wow, I suck. But actually it's because I like had this huge time loss there and this huge time loss there, and it's also funny to like look at world records and see them make mistakes as well. That's fascinating. I remember Iced had this experience when doing Rivulet Story. A lot of looking of like, I feel like I'm doing the run right, but when I look at the world record, it's like my time is just way worse. And it's hard to know what the problem is. When you look at the world record, they're making mistakes. The world record holder is like, oh yeah, my run sucks. I messed up here and here and here and here. Then you do a run and you feel like you actually did pretty well, and you're like 2 minutes behind. But that like those several minutes are probably just from 1 or 2 seconds of time loss per room. Yeah, exactly. I should grab a pearl. That's easier to get than the outskirts one. Damn, both of the bangers in one run. Why do you have to be like this? I know it's not really your fault. No, it is your fault. Why did you do this to the world? Okay, those the centipedes I was promised. And I'm over. Excuse me, that's rude. Was that a centipede? Of course not. Murder, murder. You know what you must do? It's a wonderful day, actually. It's a horrible day. Why the I feel like the scavengers should have been like 10 times more aggressive than they have been. They're kind of chill, actually. Despite like the whole like harassing them and bombing them. Okay, so oh, it's in that room, which is actually right over here. Where's the game where it's like a post-apocalyptic world? Crazy idea, I know. And there's like one factory that's still standing, and it's just like all automated. It's like about to break down, and it's able to just barely create one last little robot before everything shuts down. But then you are that little robot, and you're just like left in this world that's just falling apart. And I don't mean like thousands of robots are being created and you're just the last one. I mean like the whole world like struggled to produce that one last thing as this like last little bit of productivity. Like there was like just barely not enough materials, or like the machines were like about to break down, and like just there was like one assembly line that was like still just barely functional. And then you're just this little robot. And you're like, well, now what? And you play Rain World 2. Where's this other centipede, dude? Surely they exist. I've seen so many. You actually, you don't even need to like look at sci-fi or any fiction. Look at the real world and like find a city with like a lot of like skyscrapers. Like, where did they get all those materials? Seems a bit ridiculous, yeah. There's just like so much like concrete and steel. That was a really weird sound effect. And you look at like sci-fi, and it's like you built like a whole planet-sized. Well, maybe not a planet. Well, maybe you did. Maybe there's a planet-sized like spaceship or something. Like, where did you find this? You had to disassemble a whole planet to build this? Seems a bit far-fetched. Like, how did they build the iterators? Where did they get so many materials? We're playing a game with such structures. Okay, I might just shelter and just hope a centipede respawns or something. They could have died before I got here. Lack of concern for the environment. Ah. Of course, the solution to every problem. It's always the environment that's holding us back. A lot like real. Oh, you aren't talking about real life? Talking about fictional sci-fi superstructures? That's kind of how Rain World is, yeah. There is not really any natural stuff left. It's all just like leftovers of science experiments. It's like if all life on Earth died except some random laboratory with some bacteria, and that's how it all got started again. Or I guess more accurately, if humans were still around and they killed everything else. Like, well, I guess we still have this like vault of like preserved like eggs. Wow, nice one. There's a billion spears in this room. Can you like go over here? Yeah, and then thank you. Actually, yeah, going this way is a lot faster. Except this grapple arm will actually make it like 10 times harder. Actually, it's not that bad. Turns out Rivet just jumps really high. Damn. You were just vulnerable like that. No, he bled out. I tried to save you. Hey guys, do you want a vulture mask? Freshly harvested? Do you want a pearl? Alright. I gotta carry this grub with me. So many challenges left in Farmers. Noodle flies, where can I find those? That's a great question, actually. 1, 2. Are there actually just 2 noodle flies here? Yippee. I am a Rain World player. That's correct. Thank you very much for that. Wait, hold up. There might just be a route There might just be the best route ever, actually. Of course, I'm playing Rivulet. This is just like the obvious option. Do it. What will Riv? Whatever will Riv do? Oops. Whatever. However will Riv? How will Riv get past this obstacle? We may never. Okay, I'm just gonna like give up. It sucks. Get me up there, man. Thank you. Oh, this is like just actually just impossible. Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna happen. Come on, man. Doodle fly detected. That's left. Isn't that just what the song is? Question mark? Hey, if you want to keep living, maybe I can hit you with another one. But there's another noodle fly up there. Mods, turn them into a slug pup and crush them with an anvil. They actually are still alive. That's surprising. Oh. Yeah. However, will the speedrunner get past the Guardians? What a conundrum. They don't have enough karma. The Reacher? Yeah, this I don't have it. Okay. Why did you do this? That's my favorite way to deal with those. Oh, what was like the really weird interaction you could do with those? Like, could you like swallow them before they come out? Oh, the worm lag is back with a vengeance. Why am I going this way? I'm going to the deer. Wait, I'm rivulets. I'm rivulets. I don't need deer. Oh wait, the grapple was gonna drown. That's what's gonna happen. I mean, I don't need them to be alive, yeah? You can still carry them when they're dead. I guess that's the question. Can I carry a dead grapple worm? I should be able to, yeah. They just come out of your hands when they drown initially. Suspiciously basketball-shaped slug puff. It's not even suspicious. It's just how they are. I actually almost got cheaped in. Okay, I'm sorry. Sorry, grapple worm. What if maybe I should have gone backwards? Instead of going through the toll, I could have just hit the noodle flies. Because I wanted to come into this room because I thought there was a noodle fly up here, but apparently there were two down there, and I only need one noodle fly anyway. I thought they would die from the first spore puff. My idea is that any amount of spore puff exposure was lethal. It just might take a very long time. Maybe that's what was happening. Am I like the only person who like carries a grapple worm more than like outside of exterior? I have no idea where they are. I'm not carrying them still. No. There was one bingo game we started in exterior or in underhang. And I carried that grapple worm throughout the whole game. I don't think anyone else did. Someone fed it to a lizard. Everyone else just dropped it, I think. They're kind of useful. Like, depends on what region you're in, but for the most part, I think they're advantageous for movements. Especially if you're in like Sky Islands, Chimney. Maybe industrial outskirts. Definitely sub. Some areas like drainage obviously don't work at all. Probably not shoreline. I can wall pounce again. That's a downside of grapple worms. Maybe as rivulet, they're not as important. Oh, it's submerged. Right, that's a perfect place for a grapple worm. I'll try that out next time. I was about to say, like, it's very quiet in this room. allegedly unlobotomized creatures. Random gate noise being, yeah, so the audio bug is like totally not fixed at all. Unless it's like Watcher specifically that fixes it, but only if you have it enabled. Yeah, the Scion, the Vulture, the gates being really loud, the gates and shelters randomly being loud. Some sound effects not playing. Like I speared a spitter spider and they did not make the sound. I gave a pearl to a scavenger and it did not make the sound. Oh right, he's dead. I tried to grapple. Huh. I wasn't starving. I Alright, Shrub. Have fun with that. Wait, what is the solution there? Do you just fail the challenge if you do it when you're not starving? It's like, oh, you can't get this one ever. Is the echo not supposed to show up if you're not starving? Yeah, that's not supposed to happen. Either the echo shouldn't show up, or I should not have completed this challenge. Exception log? I can check. I do not think there is an exception log. If I'm checking in the right place. Nope. How is that supposed to work? That might just be an exception with like the permanent echoes, like this one and the exterior echo, ones that always show up. Isn't the way it usually works is like... Oh my goodness. Wow. So they should always show up and you just don't get the challenge completed if you do it while not starving. Hole in one? Was that a mole? That's a spitter. We're chill, we're chill. We're so chill. We're so chill. Actually, this route is like exactly what I meant to do. Fun challenge. I love going to depths on every single bingo. They're currently arranging a party for when I return. And how nice of them. Oh, they're a little bit lost. They didn't set it up. They didn't have enough time to set it up. Come and thank them. I have a spear. You did like that? Currently playing Wordle. Okay, that was I guess that went pretty well. I kind of messed up at the beginning. I definitely could have routed Sky Islands better. It's really hard to do that. That's like, I think, a skill that I could work on a lot more, of like spawning in and immediately knowing what to do. So it's so important to get those like first few goals and get some momentum going. Because it's like, if there's a few goals you can get right at the start of the game, you know that both teams are going to go for it. So whoever gets it first means that not only do they have a head start in terms of challenges, but the other team just wasted their time making no progress at all, right? But it's like, how do you plan for that? You know, you don't know the starting shelter. You know what goals there are, so you should be able to see like, okay, we're spawning here. These like 3 goals are the ones that we can reasonably achieve on the first cycle or second cycle. And you'd like come up with a route as fast as possible to complete those goals. I guess one thing you can do, categorize challenges by region. And then like put them in bags, right? So you have a bag for each region, put the regions in the bag. And you have another bag for can be done in multiple regions or in any region. Or maybe you just say like, maybe there's like scavenger related challenges. So you put all of the scavenger challenges in every bag that has scavengers. In every region that has scavengers. So if you, well, I guess that's most regions, isn't it? I guess if you start in Pebbles, you can't do stuff with scavengers. Oh hi, I'm about to end the stream. And so you spawn in, you look at your region bag. Like, oh, we're in Sky Islands. Look at the Sky Islands bag. We have 3 goals to do in this region. Can I reasonably achieve those goals quickly, or are they long-term goals? I guess actually, only look at the short-term goals. So like this goal, I guess you can reduce this goal to just put a nut in your stomach if you start in Pebbles, right? For this goal, just say, okay, get a vulture grub if possible. If the goal is like open 4 popcorn plants, that's like, oh, if you're in Sky Islands, if you're in Industrial, you can complete this immediately. Or Garbage Waste, or Farmers. If you start in Garbage Waste, like here's some challenges that you can do immediately with Scavengers. If you're in Exterior, or no, if you're like in Chimney or Sky Islands, then this one should be relevant because then you're close to Exterior. Because what were the challenges that I completed immediately? I wanted to get popcorn plants. I wanted to collect a pearl, 2 pearls for Exterior. I want to pin a Centipede, which I did not do, so I did this challenge a little bit slower. And then enter farm raise is a do this or do this challenge. Enter H regions without entering farm raise. Which actually, considering the number of farm raise challenges, maybe that'd be worth breaking. Anyways, I'm gonna end the stream. I have a bingo game tomorrow. There's another bingo game happening later today. About 6 hours. That might be an interesting... That'd be a very interesting game to watch. So yeah, thanks everyone for watching. See ya.